welcome to another episode of CIO Mashups. My name is Mojahad Riaz, and with me in the studios today I've got somebody mysterious. Well, let's let him take the mystery out of the hand, or mystery out of the palm. He's a palmist. His name is Mojahad Riaz. Have I pronounced that correctly?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, how are you, Mojahad?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. You're a palmist.
Started as a palmist, but ended up with a whole different set of occult sciences.
Okay.
Different branches. I ended up with that, and
occult sciences are very scary.
They're made scary.
Okay.
They're made scary because it has ended up in wrong hands.
Okay.
That is what has made it scary. It is not really scary. It is actually just like going to a doctor. Okay, we can't see our inside, so because God has not exposed our inside to us, so that means we shouldn't go and seek and see what's inside. It is exactly like that. So it clearly states that we need to discover this. It's and discovery associated with this whole vast thing that is all around is called universe. From universe, it has become university. So what do we go to university for? Seeking knowledge.
Right.
This is where the word has originated from. So this universe is our institute to seek. And if we don't indulge into it, and then we don't imagine, we don't go out or in or things, we will never be able to discover.
Right.
The reason why it has ended up on the wrong side is because it exposes people and it exposes their character to different people. Like, you know, a couple of people, like two friends will come and consult with me, and I tell them, are you sure you want me to speak in front of this person? They're like, yeah, there's nothing hidden from this person. So the moment I start and they go, could you please tell this person to, excuse me, leave? Because things come out that the other person, if comes to know, will realize that the person is not truly this person's friend.
I know, but I mean, you gave the apt example that just like medicine, we need to go to consult a doctor about what's wrong with us. But in the case of occult sciences, you are the only person who, I mean, there's no, it's either you or, correct me if I'm wrong, I'll go to somebody who will do some black magic.
Yes.
You know, so it's always like that. It's your, isn't it your perception of what you see and based on the data that I give to you, rather than, oh, your spleen is ruptured. You know,
okay.
Isn't it not a structured science like that?
Exactly. If you go, you can, let me give you an example. You can go to a dentist, and that dentist can extract by properly injecting anesthesia and all that, local anesthesia, and then it'll pull the whole tooth out and won't hurt. Or you can go to the street guy who'll take a plier, grip plier, and clack, take it out. There is also a possibility that you can go to a doctor that claims to be a dentist and has a very fancy place and all that, and gives you the anesthesia, but unfortunately, when it becomes numb, you don't know which tooth he is extracting. So later you find out he has extracted the wrong tooth.
Right.
So this is what I'm talking about. If you don't do your homework and you do not know what, if this person who's dealing with palmistry or occult sciences, if this person is right or wrong, and this is what I teach. I teach people that please look for this line, because this is the line that shows that the person has ability. And if the person doesn't have this line, that means the person is just lying to you.
Okay.
There are times when I also do tarot cards, and there are times when I'm doing tarot cards and I open the two sequences, and then I immediately said to the person that I'm sorry, I'm not getting the answer, and I want you to go away. I don't want your money. I will not do it any further because the answer is not coming. You can come later. Okay. So being honest to it. I am not into this because I seek fame or I seek financial gain, easy financial gain. No, I put a lot of work into it. My research is constantly going on. I'm putting together an audio visual book that I'll be making, in which the palms of the renowned people, as I'm appearing on different stations, I am gathering and I take pictures of the significant palms that I see, and then thanks to the new technology, you're able to put the point and add stuff to it that I want to write, and that's what I want to publish eventually, because it is a science that is 5,000 years old and it has not gone away. Okay. And the reason why it has not gone away is the simple fact that there is some truth to it. and I can tell you the entire horoscopes or zodiacal signs are 12. So if you make a circle, which is this Earth, and all the planets are round, so you have 360 degrees. Okay, you divide, and it takes about 4 minutes for the sun to move through 30 degrees, and I'll tell you how I've arrived to 30. If you divide 360 degrees by 12, you get 30. 30 is the degree, the size of all the zodiacal signs, which are evenly divided in 30 degrees.
Okay.
It takes the sun about 4 minutes to go through a segment of it. And if you multiply 4 into 360, you arrive at 1440. Okay. You divide 1440 by 60, which is the number of minutes in an hour, you get 24, which is the number of hours in a day.
Okay.
So it's all calculated. See? But if you go to the person who just says मैं जादू करता हूँ, ये करता, ask them these things.
Right.
How I've just proven to you that how this information was there so long ago that they devised. We are still following their hour. I've always wondered why it's not 100 minutes. Why is it 60 minutes? See, it should be 100.
Right.
But we have 60 because this is how the calculation takes place. Why do we have 12 months? Why do we have 365 days? 365 days is the adjustment of the 360 circle.
Okay.
See that? So it's not a coincidence that we have ended up with 365. It's just because of the leap year and all that. There's some adjustment that is needed.
Right.
And people have figured this out from the growing of the crops.
Oh yeah.
So this information is very, very old. The only sad part is when it's handed down, it was never written down. So when it was handed down from disciple to disciple to disciple, and then these disciples for the personal gain added and deleted stuff from it, and that's where the person who's consulting them gets hurt.
And that's the tragedy of the occult science.
Yes.
That it was never actually documented.
Yes. Another example I'll give you is you must have studied Pythagoras. Pythagoras was very in tune with the numbers and the directions and all that, and he was majorly into occult sciences, and he had an institute back in Greece. He had traveled all the way to Egypt to get this knowledge.
Okay.
And then when he went back, he developed his school of occult sciences, in which he not only taught the theorems, the geometry, the mathematics, he also used the mathematics to teach numerology of a human being, character trait and all that. But he made sure that nobody writes it down, because this information is extremely sensitive, and in the wrong hands would lead to a disaster. So they only practice it verbally, but there wasn't a single student who had the entire knowledge besides the teacher, which is Pythagoras.
Right.
After his death, the school was dissolved, the students were dispersed, and they all developed their school of thought.
Okay.
So that is why today Pythagoras system is not valid, is because the students added their own information into it.
Okay.
The school of thought that is almost 100% pure is the Chaldean system, and I'll give you an example. There's an incident that everybody practically knows about it.
John, with my luck, I probably wouldn't have heard of this, but you can try me. Yeah.
Okay, we all know, and you would know, because I will tell you the name of the nation that as we know of it. At the end, I'll tell you.
Okay.
The story goes that to test this race of human beings had derived so much perfection in occult sciences that Hazrat Jibreel came down and tested the knowledge, and went to this child and said, "Where is Jibreel?" And he started doing some calculation, and after that calculation he said, "It's either he's not in the sky, anywhere to be found in the seven skies, it is somewhere around on earth, and whether there's a good possibility it's either you or me."
Okay.
And that nation is known by the name of Babylonians, and that's one of the most ancient race, and they had risen to that level that even their child could calculate it. This system, which is called Chaldean now, is derived from Babylonians.
Okay.
Then it was taken up by the Hindus and the Jews, and which is called the Kabbalah system.
Right.
Okay, so the Kabbalah.
I was about to ask you about numerology and Kabbalarians, but
yes, it's Kabbalah, learned in it, and that is why that race, with all the massive Holocaust and everything, has survived, is because they knew through the calculation that they will. That is why their faith is so strong, and they follow to the T. I mean, you'll see, Christians and Muslims, they sort of deviate from the path, and then but the Hasidic Jews, they are more strict than our mullah.
yes.
And the reason why it's that is because they have discovered the knowledge and they got it. And one of the reasons why I'll support this, you can become a Christian, you can become a Muslim, but the Jews will never allow you to become a Jew. You have to be born a Jew to be a Jew. They will not let you convert. So there's a reason why they do that.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about numerology and the Kabbalarians.
Okay. Numerology was handed down from the Babylonians. The Jews had it, and then Hindus used it extensively. But another problem with the Hindu system is that they also don't write anything down. It is just like classical music. In order to learn, you have to be the ustad's son or daughter,
right.
And the outsider will never come to know the entire thoughts or rags and things like that. It is exactly like that. Hindus were guarding it till this man by the name of Kiro, who arrived in India from England and discovered this knowledge, and he has put it together in a very systematic manner. Not the chaotic stuff that was going on. He has put it in a very systematic manner, and he makes a lot of sense. And this, that your original question was numerology, it is very simple. You are born on a specific date, and it's all, even before you have a name, you have a date.
Right.
So there must be a reason behind why the numbers are important. And if you analyze anything in our life, including the digitization of everything, computer is based on 01.
Right.
So numerology is, our DNA structure is a code in numbers. You produce that code and you will have an identical person.
Some people, especially in our communities, they say that don't name this child this name because it's a very heavy name.
Mm-hmm.
Or I hope this child is born on this particular day because it's a good day.
Mm-hmm.
How much bearing does that have on their personality or on their success in the future? Because एक वो भी argument आ जाती है ना, that it's not everything is hereditary, some things are learned.
हाँ, बिल्कुल आपने सही बात की. The name plays a very significant role, and one of the things that I found in numerology is every letter has a number.
Right.
Okay. और अगर आपका numbers, आप इस जिंदगी में सिर्फ एक चीज़ जो है वो चेंज नहीं कर सकते, वो आपकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ है.
Right.
आप नाम चेंज कर सकते हो, जॉब चेंज कर सकते हो, प्रोफेशन चेंज कर सकते हो, गाड़ी चेंज कर सकते हो, घर चेंज कर सकते हो. You can do everything besides that. If your date of birth is not in accord with your name, it will be a clash. अच्छा, unfortunately लोग कहते हैं जी नाम चेंज करते हैं, but out of the frying pan into the fire. क्या चेंज करते हैं भाई? इसमें क्या चेंज करते हैं? My name is, you can see my name is Mojahad Riaz, but the spelling is altered. It's heavily altered is because I figured it out.
Okay.
And my original spelling was I paid a hefty price by keeping that, and I realized later this is the case, and one of the reasons why I'm sitting with you and talking is because of the influence of this name.
Okay.
My quest has been, if my name is Mojahid and suddenly somebody says your name is not right with you, you should be Imran. I cannot be Imran. I am Mujahid. So what I said the spelling should be altered, but because since it's noun and you can pronounce it the way you want to pronounce it, like the biggest case is French names.
Right.
I mean, God knows what they write and God knows what they pronounce.
Right.
So you can do the same thing. I can still call myself Mujahid, but I need to picture the different spelling now.
Okay.
Every time you tell somebody, save my phone number, you tell them this name when you alter it. But changing from Mojahid to Imran, it's practically confusing the kid. It doesn't work like that. So I also believe in doing it systematically, but in a way that the person is not going crazy that I was Imran, and how would you know that Imran is going to fit with me? Maybe today under Mojahid I was okay, but I was making the ends meet. Now that I've turned Imran, it is totally against my date of birth, so everything is collapsed.
Okay.
So this is very important, that again repeatedly I say, when you consult, please make sure that when you consult with somebody, you feel them, because a basic instinct, even a cat knows that you're about to feed or attack.
Right.
We all have this instinct, and the reason why we get hurt is because we shut that switch off, that no, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do. No, it is the creator that is the guiding light.
True. But as far as numerology is concerned, take my name for example. In English it would be Rabia. In Urdu there would not, the spelling would be completely different. So what numerical value do you give to that, and how do you know whether it's in sync with my date of birth or not?
Okay, I strictly adhere to English, because that is mostly used, especially in official papers, passport, birth certificate, everything is written in English.
Okay.
So I go by English, not Urdu.
All right.
In that I have to put it together, and then I have to see, there is when you put the numerology of the name, there are two aspects come out. One is the spiritual aspect, and one is the aspect that the way people view you.
Okay.
There are two different numbers that come out. So you have to see that if it's in sync or not.
Okay.
There could be a person who says, oh, I want to be very spiritual. Let's say Rabia, you're like, you know what, I want to be very spiritual, I don't care about materialistic world. So when I figure it out and I see that, wow, the number that comes under Rabia says highly spiritual person, but will suffer immensely in material world, but you want that. So I would say, I will put the cards on the table, and I'll say, Rabia, if you continue with this name with this spelling, you will attain what you want spiritually, but you will be drained materialistically. Now the choice is yours.
Okay.
So this is what I do.
Disclaimer: this is not true, or it could be.
In your case?
Yeah, I don't know.
No. I'm just.
Yeah, I know. This is just fictitious.
Yeah, I just used because you gave your example. That's fine. Otherwise, I would put myself into it. If the way I used to spell it before, I came out like a fool. I was helping people, but at the end, I was getting drained, and I was left empty-handed, in the sense that even my friends were backstabbing me. I said, why in the world that happens to me? So when I did the numerology of my name, I found out that this was the cause. So now that I've altered it, I have no friends, but I don't lose anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
This sounds like you could be the author of How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. It sounds like a good thing. What about coming to a corporate perspective for numerology? Do companies actually sit down with you perhaps and say, we're thinking of launching a company or a brand, this is the kind of name we want, and this is the kind of perspective we want to give to it. Does that work?
Yes. Okay. Biggest example of numerology is the company. I'll tell you the name. This person,
first the name.
Yeah, there has to be some level of expenses.
No, first the name.
No, not the name. I will tell you the name because this you have to understand how it has happened.
Okay.
It was a yarn making company. They used to make yarn. Okay, and the father said to the child, "Do what you feel like doing in your life." The child said, I'm going to convert this yarn factory into something else. So, he starts working towards it, but he does not call it, the new company, he does not call it under his name, he alters the name. This fact is so well documented that it was mentioned on CNN. The name of the person is Toyota.
Oh.
The name of the company is Toyota. So the D was altered to T, and the rest is history. It is the #1 automaker in the world right now, and with the great immense loss that they have suffered, they're still number one. They have not become number two because of all the cases that are taking place in the United States of America right now. Their stock is still up. It's unshatterable because of the perfect sequence. I just came back from a local company. They were told by a person who had knowledge about occult sciences to make sure that you name everything with the letter Jim or J.
Okay.
And the example of it is the Jung group, which is Jim. Their channel is Jio, Akhbar-e-Jahan. He's even named his son Javed, which is G or Jim. And the rest of the story is in front of you. They're successful in anything.
I know, but
how? Because the sequence got okay.
I'm very fond of the letter S.
Achha, your phone number. This is a perfect example. One wrong digit, and you're speaking to a different person.
Yes.
So does that tell you something?
You're a fool. I mean, not you, but you know.
No, that is what I'm trying to tell you. And because we spend all our entire lives not coming to know what birth sequence I'm born under, what's good for me. That's why we're lost in colleges and universities. I don't know what to study. I don't know what to study because I don't know myself. That is why my slogan is know yourself. When you know yourself, you will not be confused. You will not hit the wrong number.
I know, but if I know myself and if I follow your advice, then I might as well not ever go to college and never work hard.
You think the most successful people in the world went to college?
No.
Bill Gates is a dropout.
Yes.
It's in Sir Einstein's file that the kid will never amount to anything. He's a duffer.
Yes.
So there you go.
I mean,
repeatedly,
yes,
Robert Redford,
absolutely,
the greatest actor Hollywood has had, high school mein pass kiya.
Well, neither did Anupam Kher, but I mean, I think he was what, 8वीं pass? Yeah, 5वीं pass.
I don't know about Indians.
Neither do I, but the point is that we would like to try. I mean, not those people didn't know themselves. Please don't tell me
they knew what they wanted to do. If you read Anupam Kher's interview, that's how he pronounces it.
You just said you didn't know Indians.
I don't, but I just recalled something from my past, and this is amazing that you mentioned the exact name that I read about. He, with a bald head, used to tell his friends, I will be an actor, and they used to laugh at him. You have no hair, and look, deciding, putting in the head, I'm going to obtain it, I'm going to get it. But that also originates from the fact when you come to know yourself, you come to know that I will be a great actor.
Okay.
But if I say I'm going to be a lousy actor, I'll never become an actor.
Unless you believe in it.
It's like you're driving a car. I don't know how to drive a car. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to hit the car. And it'll happen because it's called self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
People who believe that they will be successful, they don't need education. I don't believe in education. I strongly believe in intuition, and if I know the stuff, then I don't need to go to school to learn it. School actually puts you in a cage. Oh, you can't paint like this. You can't cook like this. You can't. You cannot do this. It's against accounting principles and all that. Everybody who has discovered anything in this life have broken and shattered the rules. Have challenged the rules. Greatest example I'll tell you is Einstein. He challenged the theories on which all the scientists were basing everything, and look what happened. He didn't know, but he had a feeling. He went by intuition. I also have gotten Einstein's handprint, and he has that line which is called line of intuition. That means the person was totally working on something that he had divine guidance. He was offered Israel's presidency, and he declined. He said, no, I can't do it. See? Okay. So you come to know about people when you study, and Einstein knew what he was. He wasn't the president. He knew what he was. So when you're clear about, like, for example, I'll tell you, in my case, I'm totally wholeheartedly dedicated to this. And the reason why I've done that is because for me to attain the perfection, I need to devote myself to it. This is a knowledge that you really can't learn. It has to be just like everything else. There are a lot of people who claim that, I'm a good driver, I'm a good plumber, I make awesome furniture. But how many times you come across it like, I wasted all my money and you have not been able to put together anything. This is how it is.
Right.
They say, oh, I do these things. You know, I'm a phenomenal tailor. You buy the cloth, you give it to the tailor, and then you're like, oh my God. If that was the case, there would not be ready-made clothes anymore.
Absolutely not.
So, it is what you will be. It's in your palm. It's in your head. That's what I'm trying to say. If it's already in your head and you're born with the instinct to do it, then you don't need any schooling to tell you that what you're able to do. You need to polish your skill. The reason is that we don't polish our skills and we go to somebody else and ask them, what am I good at?
Rather than asking yourself.
Yes.
Because you're the only person who knows how good you are.
And then when this person says, mathematics बहुत अच्छा है, नहीं जी मेरा math में दिल नहीं करता. Then why are you asking? People, I mean, I remember in school, why do you want to go in arts? Because it's easy. We always take the easy way out. Easy is not the way out. Shortcut is not the way to success. Everybody who has risen to the top, they have devoted themselves wholeheartedly and they have put, I'll give you an example, Marriott, the hotel chain, the person used to work 17 hours a day. And he said, if anybody works 8 hours a day, expects to be to anywhere, good luck. Doesn't happen.
And look where he is now.
The whole entire world, I don't know how many places, it's all over the world, and look how many people are staying in it.
Right.
So it's the vision. First you have to have a vision. What you want to do. Where do you see yourself? We, repeatedly, what I see here is, anytime a question is asked, nobody wants to take a guess. You know why? Because we don't want to be the loser. But actually, it is the loser who who gains.
Absolutely.
So you always have to take the risk. We don't want to take any risk.
What about things like, I mean, I'm sure you've been asked this also, the issues that Pakistan goes through, are they also related to the stars or numerology?
Yes.
And is there a fix for it?
There is no fix for it. We have to go through this. You also have to understand Pakistan. We have to go and understand history. We have to read history. We are an infantile nation. Okay, the people who originally used to live here no longer live here.
Right.
Okay, that's why those people were very happy here, and this land was very stable. The reason why majority of Pakistanis want to go abroad is because we are not from this land. We migrated.
Absolutely.
So that is why we cannot belong to it. But this land has always existed and will always exist. Nothing can shatter. It's only the people that will be replaced, just like the political parties.
Right.
Nothing else. Unfortunately, this time around, it was born under at 14th of August 1947. So we were talking before. If you add it up, 1 plus 4 is 5. And 5, as I said, is associated with electronics, and that's why we have this. See?
Yes, you probably.
I can prove it. It's a very young nation. It has to go through a lot. I have spoken about Pakistan on a channel in which I have shown that the 7th year of every decade is a turning point for Pakistan. Biggest example I'll tell you is 2007.
Okay.
December 27th, 2007. I've repeatedly seen this pattern. You go back and you can see 47 it was formed, 57 was another incident, 67 was another incident, 77 was the overthrow of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, and then the martial law coming.
Okay.
See, 87 was there was another thing. I think it was Zaulak. So repeatedly, the numbers are coming together. Is it making you?
No.
Did I say something that I shouldn't say?
No, not at all. I'm just a little.
I'm sorry, because I can prove the reason why I enjoy it so much is because about the stars, or Jupiter is moving backwards, Moon is not doing this and that. It's, I can't see it. There's no telescope. I don't have Hubble telescope that I can see. So I laugh at these astrologers that the way they talk. You don't even know where the planet is. Retrograde, forward, 4th house, 5th house. I can. Okay, you come to me. Ab kya hoga? promotion great because Jupiter जो है वो चौथे घर से पांचवें घर में जा रहा है. Okay, एक महीना गुजर गया, आपकी promotion है, you come back and see me. Promotion तो हुई नहीं, उल्टा प्रॉब्लम शुरू हो गई है, तो क्या चक्कर है? आप तो कहते वो
जुपिटर आगे,
मैं क्या करूँ? वो पता क्या, जुपिटर रेट्रोग्रेड हो गया, वो तीसरे घर में चला गया. अगर फिट हो गया तो वो पांचवें घर में चला गया, नहीं फिट हुआ तो दूसरे रिवर्स गियर लगा रही है. So this is what they do.
Is it possible to tell the future?
Yes, it is possible to tell the future, but you cannot tell the future when so many like individually आप बता सकते हैं, collectively like I was asked कि जी cricket team 2020 में जीतेगी कि नहीं जीतेगी. They have asked me. I did predict and it did come true, unfortunately.
Okay.
Afridi was on the show on which I was, and I did through his numerology. I said it is very difficult because usko pani se khatra hai, and West Indies is all around water. It is an island. So I said anytime he's around water, the victory will not happen, and you have seen it. Now 3 days ago I was giving another interview and I said it will be very difficult for him to work under people. He is a very hard-headed man because of his birth data, and I've heard that he is in the process of like resigning or something.
Yes, it was all over the news 2 days ago. Yeah.
And 2 days ago it was in the news. 3 days ago I delivered that this will happen. He is a very egotistic man and he will not take orders.
He's boom boom Afridi.
Boom boom.
Oh no, boom boom.
I really, the best part about me is I've stayed 20 years away from Pakistan. So I really don't know who's who. I cannot base my predictions on coming to know people straight because I don't know. So when I say something, I say it even without know. I had no idea who this person was till I saw him after the show, that what he looks like, because I'm not interested in cricket. Probably the only Pakistan.
We'll have a moment of silence for that.
Oh. Anyway, so
I wanted to ask you, since the internet is so widespread, has that helped your science, or has that kind of put a hamper in it, because now everyone can claim to do what you do? I mean, if I want to read a palm, I can go, read 5,000 pages off the internet and claim to know that I'm the expert.
Okay, so you know what? Put YouTube and see how heart surgery is done. Do it to yourself, or do it to your father.
Right.
Save all the money. Can't happen. Everybody is assigned a job in this world. You cannot take somebody's food. इतने channel पे बता रहे हैं खाना बनाना है. No woman can cook. And the Pakistani girls, they don't want to cook anymore. And but I mean, it's great that you are, but they're showing you how to cook and all that stuff, but it's not, you cannot create that, because हम लोग बोलते हैं जो हाथ का जायका है वो नहीं आ सकता, because it is the story of the hand, it is the touch. आप जो मर्जी कर ले, वो आपको इतना कुछ बता रहे हैं, आप ये डाल लें, आप ये डाल लें, आप ये डाल लें, लेकिन एंड में वो चीज़ नहीं बनती है, because it is the hand that creates the taste. That is also an indication towards this knowledge. आपने इंटरनेट की बात की. The best thing that has happened to humanity is
the internet.
Now you no longer need to consult me, because all you have to do is put your hand in the scanner or take a camera, and with the mobile phones having this megapixel cameras, you can shoot the picture of the palm, email it to me. You could be in space and send it to me, and I will do the analysis, and this is what I'm doing. People know I have taken this study to a level where you no longer need to even see me.
Okay.
And people are already doing that. I get palm prints from different countries, and I do the analysis, I do the numerical analysis, and I send them back the data. In fact, I can record the whole thing.
Okay.
And send them a file, like audio file. It's great. I mean, I love it. I'm totally, I love technology. I love technology, and it has helped me immensely, especially my research. That I got Einstein's palm print. I had no idea that Einstein believed in it. He has given his palms to be taken a picture of. I said, wow, this is amazing, and I got it. I take pictures of when these presidents and these political figures, they like to do all this stuff. I'm like, voila, opportunity. And now with the especially with the DVDs and Blu-ray, I even study there. I mean, yeah, just day before yesterday, I was watching Batman and the Joker who died.
Right.
He was doing something, and I paused it and I was zoomed it, and I was reading his palm because his birth data and his death. I was trying to put it together, and it's really funny that this is how precise this information is. His date of birth is about, I think, 22nd.
Okay.
2 plus 2 is 4. He died on the 4th floor. He had an apartment on the 4th floor. It's a deadly combination.
Okay.
Okay. It won't come together because you don't know what 4 stands for, or 8 stands for, or 2 stands for. The reason why I'm telling you this is because it's not a coincidence that two numbers are matching. And what he was talking about is, I don't know what's happening to me. This is what his statement was, that he wasn't ill, he wasn't sick. Nobody could diagnose what's happening to him. And then I saw the palm, I said, voila. And the line, I see the line where it gets cut where he has died. So all this information is coming together.
Okay.
So all the technology you're talking about, not just internet, I use anything and everything. Even just a digit in the birthday tells me a lot.
Okay.
So it's like, doctors, they're trained to see the features.
Absolutely.
So it's like, let's say if you're getting sick, they'll see the eye and say, are you okay? So this is how it has become a second nature. It's like it is becoming an instinct. When I see something, tuck, things start to fall in place. This is how it is. So and I love technology, and I use every bit of it. I love it because it saves a lot of time. It eliminates a lot of distance. Like, the person and I've always had this desire to meet people that exist, and they exist as we are talking, but I will never come to know them. So how do we come to know them now? Through internet. Like, look at all the stuff that people are putting on YouTube. I mean, it's getting smaller and smaller, and I love it. And I am all for digitizing this, putting it on the media. Anybody who wants information, now sky's the limit. And I openly say, if you're not, during current times, if you're not able to learn but you feel like learning or coming to know, it is your fault, because anything and everything is there.
Absolutely. How can people look you up or get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me through email, which is palmistry@gmail.com, or they can call me at my number, and I answer the phone. I mean, I get international phone calls. I'm very accessible, but I truly like email, because that person can do it at their time, and I can do it at my time. And plus, when you have the written and the pictures and all that, you can really analyze it.
Okay. Just one last question. Do people always do most people come to you in times of desperation, or does anybody come to you and say, I'm having a great deal of success, what am I doing right?
आप डॉक्टर के पास कभी भी उस वक्त नहीं जाते जब आप सेहतमंद होते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
You always go to the doctor when it's at the last stages. आप उसको deny करते रहते हैं. I get people who are immensely in trouble, and they think कि उनका कोई way out नहीं है. I also get people. There are two categories in this. या तो वो हैं, आपको भी मेडिकल प्रोफेशन में एक बंदा होता है जिसको हर डॉक्टर को दिखाने का शौक होता है, इवन तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, पूछने में क्या हर्ज है, so that kind of people. There are people who are fond of this, जिनको शौक है, और वो क्या करते हैं, वो हर एक के पास जाते हैं, and they keep on going from that person to this person to this person to that person. I get that category, or I get the category that are just like आखिरी सांस आ रहा है.
Right.
So these are the two. In the middle, no. When the times are okay, and I really pray with the people I meet with, I really pray कि आपके हालात ठीक हो जाए ताकि आप मेरी जान छोड़ दें.
Right.
But the sad part is when जो शौक में दिखाने आते हैं वो इतने अफेक्ट नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन जो बेचारे इतने अफेक्टेड होते हैं कि उनका कोई आसरा चाहिए होता है, डूबते को तिनके का सहारा, they end up with wrong people. Right. And when they end up with wrong people, especially ये तावीज़ और ये I will do this for you, give me this much money, I'll sacrifice a goat for you, and this is shirk. This is what I immensely talk against about. Any person who claims that they can alter your destiny is not allowed. That is the problem, but people don't understand. But unfortunately, we are humans, and anybody who's drowning, they'll hold on to anything to save themselves.
Right. But in your case, your job is to make sure that we fulfill our destiny, not alter it.
It is very difficult to alter destiny because we're all precisely, if you see, we are all connected.
Right.
Everybody's connected. You have brothers, sisters, mother, in-law. Har ek role hai. Usme aap fit ho rahe hain. You just can't go crazy and you say, I don't want to deal with any of them. I'm just leaving. It doesn't happen. In the same way, if you think that you can change, today I am a palmist, tomorrow I am going to be a race car driver. No. This doesn't happen. Okay. I have a specific role that I have to play. Usme alteration ho sakti hai. Let's say this is also an art. I call palmistry as an art because it's an art form in reading the shape and lines, and this is what art is about. In art, I can learn how to draw or paint. I can do this, or I can go into decoration. All this stuff is related to art. So see, there is variation, but in a specified way. कि जी आप ये कर सकते हैं, ये कर सकते हैं, ये कर सकते हैं. I love media, and that's also art.
Right.
See, so it's related. But अगर मैं आज बोलूँ कि जी नहीं मैंने तो जो है वो बाहर रेसिंग में जाना है, I can't do it. It's not in my hand. So you can alter your destiny within. I want to be a doctor. Okay, आप heart surgeon बन सकते हैं, आप knee specialist बन सकते हैं. In doctor category, right, you can become anybody, but you cannot go out of being a doctor.
Right.
So this is how I explain to people that you have the ability to choose, but your choices are also limited in this criteria. Like somebody asks me, "Oh, I want to be a politician." I say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You may shoot an ad for a politician, and you may help fund them, and you may make them successful, but you yourself cannot be a politician." See?
Then I lied. My last question to you is there anything such as luck?
Yes.
Okay. It's a very short question and a very short
I think
answer.
Everything is luck.
Is it?
Yes. And I'll give you another example. Einstein did not prove the theory of relativity without sheer luck.
Right.
He had nothing to fall on to besides luck, even including Harrison Ford. They have no background. Another big example I'll give you is Clint Eastwood. When he went for his audition, they failed him. They said, "You can't even open your mouth. You can't even speak the dialogues. How will you act?" He is the #1 actor. So you know what? Sheer luck and following the instinct.
Okay.
Our instinct will take us astray only if we think this person that I'm consulting with or I see as a role model. हम लोग एक और होता है ना कि वो हाथ लगा लें या उससे मिल लें तो उसकी किस्मत आ जाएगी. That is where we go wrong.
Okay. If I wanted to ask you where a particular industry was going in Pakistan, is that a fair question to ask you?
Sure. If
you know about it.
If I'll be very honest to you about it.
I want to find out where the IT industry is going. But I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I would like you to think about it, and I can feed you some information if needed, but I would like you to kind of demonstrate for our viewers or readers, if at a later time, as to where the industry is actually going, and let's try and see if we can piece things together. But abhi nahi, because you're
I can tell you some stuff.
Sure.
Pakistan is people of Pakistan, they love technology, they love it, but unfortunately they are on the consumer end. They don't want to be on the back end because पे काम बहुत करना पड़ता है, but they would love to brag about their gadgets that they get from abroad. I mean, I'll give you an example. The cars we have, these high-end SUVs, they have so many computers in it. They are shutting the fuel down so that you don't spin and all that. We love it. We brag about it. My car does this, my car does that. What I'm trying to explain to you, we have awareness and we have people who want to get into it. But unfortunately, this new generation, they lack the funds because the technology is very expensive to get their hands on. But we slowly but surely will and believe me, with the time in Pakistan, जब घर में phone नहीं होता था, to 2-3 mobiles in one person is carrying, that should tell you that when we accelerate at a Concorde speed,
right?
Warp speed, we get there. But when there is stagnation, then we're like, oh, we feel like, oh, nahi, ab to kuch nahi ho sakta, we are so behind. But I see immense future, because after spending so long in America, I came here, I was expecting that yahan pe ye cheezein nahi milegi. I have seen gadgetry that I have not seen in States. We get it. Hook or crook, we import it, we get it, we know it, and believe me, look at that iPhone craze. It was so expensive. I was laughing at it, that why, but they got it.
Right.
They would do anything to get it. So we have the need, the thirst for electronics, but unfortunately we don't have the patience, because we are born under the sign of sun, which is Leo. The lion, when gets hungry, it's either, lion is very lazy.
We as in Pakistan?
Yes.
Okay.
Pakistan ka jo ruling sign hai wo Leo hai.
Okay.
So if you observe a lion, the lion is very lazy, but when it wants to, it's hungry, it will rip anything apart. And that's how we are. We will sit for years. I mean, 10 saal se kabhi computer use nahi kiya, but you know what, when we want it now. Phone kar rahe hain, no, abhi pahunchao, abhi chahiye, kya itni der laga diya tumne. So you know that we don't have the patience. Only if we can develop the patience, we will move forward, like the neighboring countries.
Okay.
I know there is cloud computing coming.
It's here.
It's in the well, one of the, not totally. We are still some percentage. Like biggest example is Google, YouTube. It's all cloud computing. The main thing is somewhere else. You're just accessing it. It's coming. I think it will help us a lot, because we are frustrated by the problems in which the computer crashes or gets stuck and all that. So that cloud computing that is coming will actually eliminate our frustration, this restlessness, and you know, the sabr nahi hum mein, wo usko bahut fuel karega, because you hit it and you have it.
Have you studied Google and the sign that they were born under in their garage and their success factor?
I know, I haven't studied that, okay. But they're very mathematical, and
yes,
it's proving.
Okay.
It's proving. There's no end to it. Okay. I mean, that Google stock is sheesh, unbelievable. But they did something right. Mathematics. They got everything in sequence. देखिए जी, आप ये सीखें या ना सीखें, कंसल्ट करें या ना करें, this will come to you in some form, because you're born under it. Bill Gates doesn't know numerology, but you know, he's all about numerology. All the stuff that is put together in numbers and things like that.
Right.
So it is precisely done. The man does not know about it, but अगर उसके back end पे जाके कोई calculate करेगा इतनी calculation, they will see that this man has divine guidance in he's doing what he's doing. मुझे तो इस वक्त ये ख्याल आ रहा है कि poor Einstein was writing on boards. हमारे पास तो computers हैं, and that poor fellow was doing so much calculation. It's amazing. So we, coming back to your thing, we definitely will take advantage of the new stuff, and we will excel again, given the right time and chance. Unfortunately, और वैसे अगर आप देखो कि जितनी हमें deficiency electric की, it's amazing how there isn't a single device that lacks in Pakistan.
Right.
I know people who have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars just on lighting, which uses electric to light up, but they have it because we truly have the taste.
Absolutely.
We have the taste. I mean, repeatedly, I'll give you my example. Though lived there for so long, but I've never said to anybody that I'm not a Pakistani. I've always said I'm a Pakistani, and I'm not with an accent. I'm very proud to be one, and I stand behind it. And people used to say, "I've never seen a Pakistani like you." I said, "Now you have. Please change your opinion." That's what I used to tell them, because we are found in every single field, but unfortunately we are jinxed, and that is what causes the backfire. And also because we are jinxed, so even when the Pakistani is in the right place, when doing the right thing, we'll be ashamed to say I'm Pakistani. That is a sad part. That is a sad part, but this will come around, and we've seen a glimpse of it after 2001 when practically everybody was like, we're gone.
Right.
And look how much we have risen. So with the right combination of people, we will keep on rising.
Okay, Mojahad, thank you so much for your time. And
thank you.
We do hope, I mean, there's definitely an interest, or rather I should say a curiosity in the occult sciences, but hopefully through this brief discussion that we've had, we can at least explain to corporates that yes, there is a science behind it, and not just for individuals but also applicable to corporates.